the worst streaking attempt of all time to one team finding a World Cup player on LinkedIn. These are the 20 most bizarre moments from the 2026 FIFA World Cup. In Peru, a suspected drug dealer opened his door and found 2 World Cup mascots waiting outside. Then one of them pulled out a battering ram. The mascots were actually undercover police, using the costumes to get close without raising suspicion. They smashed through the entrance and made the arrest. But these officers were only pretending to be mascots. The next imposter fooled World Cup security for 3 straight days. At Miami's official FIFA fan festival, one man worked security for 3 straight days. The problem? Nobody had hired him. Police say he wore a ballistic-style vest and security badge, guarded visitors' bags, and blended in so well that even the real guards assumed he belonged there. It only unraveled when a police sergeant finally asked who he worked for, and nobody could answer. Officers then found pepper spray, a pocket knife, and 3 outstanding warrants. And while this man slipped past World Cup security, FIFA had no trouble tracking down a $50 bong. In Toronto, a cannabis shop began selling a $50 bong shaped exactly like the World Cup trophy. They sold just one before FIFA's lawyer stepped in with a lengthy cease and desist letter demanding the rest be destroyed. So the owners filmed themselves smashing the remaining bong with a mallet and cutting it apart with scissors, then sent the video directly to FIFA as proof. The shop lost its product, but gained worldwide attention. And while FIFA successfully protected the shape of its trophy, one researcher discovered it may not have protected its own broadcasts nearly as well. A security researcher discovered that one ordinary FIFA account may have opened the door to the tournament's private broadcast system. The site reportedly failed to verify whether she was actually authorized, potentially giving her the ability to change what viewers and commentators saw during matches. In theory, a hacker could have hijacked the cameras or even rickrolled the entire World Cup. FIFA fixed the flaw within hours. And while one person may have been able to get onto every broadcast, the next fan couldn't even get onto the field. During the USA-Paraguay match, one fan tried to launch the tournament's most dramatic pitch invasion. He jumped over a glass barrier carrying a soccer ball, apparently expecting to land near the field. Instead, he dropped onto a narrow ledge, got completely stranded, and never made it anywhere close to the grass. Security simply walked over and pulled him back while the crowd laughed.
You idiot, bro.
And if that landing looked awkward, Argentina's giant Messi statue had an even bigger design problem. Argentina unveiled an 85-foot statue of Lionel Messi. But one design decision immediately stole all the attention. The original plan showed Messi lifting the World Cup trophy above his head, but Patagonia's powerful winds made that too dangerous. So the sculptors moved the trophy much lower and placed it between the statue's legs for support. And from certain angles, the tribute looked far more inappropriate than inspirational, and the photos instantly went viral. And while Argentina's statue created the wrong kind of celebration, one pilot managed to create a celebration that lasted only a few seconds. After the World Cup final, a plane full of Argentina supporters heard the pilot begin congratulating them over the intercom. The cabin immediately erupted, but then he finished the sentence. The cheers died instantly, and the entire plane went silent, and the brutal prank spread across social media. And while that announcement changed the mood of one flight, one phone call may have changed an actual World Cup suspension. After Folarin Balogun was sent off for the US, he was expected to miss the next match automatically. Then Donald Trump called FIFA President Gianni Infantino and asked him to review the decision.
That wasn't a foul. The referee's decision to red card. I didn't know what the hell a red card was. When I found out, I said, you gotta be kidding. Yes, I asked for a review by FIFA.
Soon afterward, FIFA suspended Balogun's one-game ban and allowed him to play against Belgium. The red card technically remained, but the punishment disappeared, for the time being. And if that decision raised questions about outside influence, the next call had people wondering how far officials were willing to reach. Egypt thought it had taken a stunning 2-0 lead over Argentina. Officials rewound the entire move and found a foul near Egypt's own penalty area, almost a full field away from the goal. Because FIFA considered it part of the same attacking phase, the goal was erased. Egypt later went 2-0 up anyway, only to lose 3-2, and publicly questioned the officiating while FIFA insisted the call was correct. The next controversy may have come from something hanging above it. England's equalizer against Norway may have started with something no player could control. Just before Jude Bellingham scored, Norway's goalkeeper launched the ball high into the air, and it suddenly dropped almost straight down. Norway's players and coaches were convinced it had struck an overhead spider cam cable. FIFA said the sensor inside the ball detected no contact, so the goal stood. Norway still wasn't convinced. And while that controversy involved something above the field, the next official never even made it into the country. Somali referee Omar Abdul Qadir Artan arrived in the United States expecting to make World Cup history. He had been selected by FIFA, held a valid visa, and was ready to become the first Somali official ever to work the tournament. Instead, US authorities denied him entry and sent him home over alleged security concerns. FIFA still paid his full tournament fee, but he never officiated a single match. And while one man made it all the way to America only to be turned away, the next player almost missed his chance because of a LinkedIn message. Cape Verde nearly lost one of its future World Cup players because he thought the invitation was spam. Irish-born defender Roberto Lopez received a LinkedIn message from the country's football federation, but it was written in Portuguese, so he ignored it. 9 months later, they tried again in English.
9 months later, he wrote back to me in English, and I understood what the message meant.
Only then did Lopez realize the original message was a real international call-up. That overlooked LinkedIn DM eventually took him all the way to the World Cup. And while Lopez became an unlikely tournament star, the next celebrity wasn't even human. Mexico's most popular World Cup celebrity may have been a duck. Merlin showed up wearing a miniature Mexico jersey, tiny shoes, and enough personality to become a viral sensation almost overnight. Fans lined up for photos, television crews followed him, and his fame grew so quickly that Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum invited Merlin and his family to meet her. A duck somehow became one of the tournament's biggest stars without playing a single minute. And the next player also made headlines without ever stepping onto the field. Jordan Henderson had one of the most eventful World Cup matches of his career without playing a single minute. While sitting on England's bench against Mexico, he was shown a yellow card for arguing with the officials. Then, during the post-match celebration, he fell awkwardly, injured his wrist, and had to be carried away on a stretcher. So, in one night, Henderson was booked, injured, and stretchered off without ever entering the game. And while he left the stadium empty-handed, Erling Haaland went home with the strangest souvenir of the tournament. Erling Haaland left the World Cup with 7 goals and a taxidermy raccoon. During a stop at a Western store in Dallas, the Norwegian star reportedly paid around $750 for the stuffed animal. When the team returned home, Haaland walked off the plane carrying it and joked that it had followed him back from America. The photos went viral, and the store reportedly sold out of similar raccoons. But while Haaland's fame helped sell stuffed animals, the next player gained millions of followers from just one match. Cape Verde goalkeeper Vozinha entered the World Cup at 40 years old, without a club and with fewer than 50,000 Instagram followers. Then he faced Spain. He made 7 saves, helped Cape Verde earn a stunning scoreless draw, and caught the attention of a Brazilian broadcaster who told millions of viewers to follow him. And they did. Within days, Vozinha had gained millions of followers and became one of the tournament's most unlikely stars. And while one man took over Instagram, this next group took over an entire American city. Scotland returned to the World Cup after 28 years, and its fans treated Boston like their own city. Thousands arrived in kilts, filled the streets with songs and bagpipes, marched toward Fenway Park, and even placed traffic cones on local statues. Some pubs reportedly ran completely out of beer.
Cheers bar yesterday for 2 pints and we stayed for 20.
The takeover became so memorable that Boston and Glasgow began discussing an official sister city relationship. And while Scotland's fans were celebrating everywhere, one Uruguay supporter chose the worst possible moment to propose. A Uruguayan supporter chose what seemed like the perfect moment to propose to her boyfriend during the match against Cape Verde. She dropped to one knee. He said yes, and the surrounding fans began celebrating with them. Then, before they could even finish the proposal, Cape Verde scored the equalizer directly behind them. Their romantic moment instantly became one of the most painfully timed celebrations of the tournament. And while this couple was caught in the wrong moment, the next controversy began with someone being removed from a World Cup photo. After Spain won the World Cup, Donald Trump remained on stage while the players celebrated with the trophy, and the awkward moment immediately went viral. Then Spain shared a team photo that appeared to leave him out. FIFA posted another version without him too. The White House responded with its own edited image, placing Trump back beside the champions, while Trump shared a separate video that removed the awkward moment entirely. And if the photo editing felt unusually American, the final entry shows how the entire World Cup started feeling like a TV production. By the final, the World Cup had started feeling less like a soccer tournament and more like the Super Bowl. Players still stopped for hydration breaks, even inside enclosed, climate-controlled stadiums. FIFA introduced the first ever World Cup final halftime show, packed it with celebrity performances, and Wayne Rooney later joked that his favorite part was when it ended.
I'll be honest, man, was when it finished.
Commentators also repeatedly misidentified famous people sitting in the crowd.
Brad Pitt also among the fans here. Oh, it's Matt Damon. That's Matt Damon.
I think that's AKA Rocky, or ASAP Rocky, sorry.
After 104 matches, the tournament's strangest transformation may have been becoming a full-blown American television production. And for more of the weirdest moments from across the entire sports world, make sure you subscribe.